Well, good evening. It's Tuesday and we're having our ESL lesson, and I've got two people with me who have been with me over the last year, and I'm so thankful to have them with me. I've got Jackie from Mexico.
Hi.
And Luis from Guatemala.
Hi.
We're so glad you guys are here, and today we're going to talk about Easter. We do this at ESL. We always want to talk about whatever American type holiday is happening at the time, and it's also a way to help people who are have moved here to America to understand a little bit about our traditions. And so let me just talk a little bit about Easter here at the beginning, and then I have some questions for you guys because I want to hear from you more than, and everybody else wants to hear from you too. Easter is a word that actually is not a biblical term. It's a biblical holiday, but the term Easter comes from another religion, and I really don't know why in the world we use this term. A lot of us have lately been using the term Resurrection Sunday to refer to Easter, and this is because there's no need to have to explain anything about some other religion when you're trying to explain, about this holiday. So Resurrection Sunday, it's the resurrection of, well, do you know who was resurrected on Sunday?
Jesus Christ.
That's right. So this is the story of Jesus, and Jesus, according to the Bible, is God's son, and he came to the earth and he did miracles and he taught, and we have his stories in the gospel. How do you say gospel in Spanish?
Evangelio.
Say it again.
Evangelio.
Okay.
The good news.
Good news? That's right. The good news, and that's what it is. Your word for gospel comes more directly from the original Greek word that we have in our New Testament. We get our word gospel by way of the Germans, and it's really the words "good Spiel," meaning good news. And that's what gospel is good news. And so Jesus, he came to earth, he taught, and he said from early on to his disciples, who are also called his apostles, he told them that he was going to be arrested, he would be betrayed, he would be arrested, and he would be killed. But he said on the third day he would rise from the dead. And so today is the Tuesday before his crucifixion. On the Sunday prior to his crucifixion, he came into Jerusalem, and that was called Palm Sunday. So this past Sunday, we celebrated Palm Sunday, and that was a day when he didn't mind people shouting and getting all excited about him coming into the city. He came in riding on a donkey. People were waving palm branches, and they were putting down their coats for him to ride across. So then on the Thursday after that, that's when he had a meal with his disciples. We call that the Last Supper or communion. What do you call that in Spanish? Do you have different terms for it?
La última cena.
Okay. And so in the Catholic Church, the Mass is about the Last Supper, about the communion. And we do communion differently in different churches, but we all have it in common, and that is that the bread represents the body of Jesus, and the juice or the wine represents his blood. And so after he had that meal, then he was betrayed by one of his disciples, and then he was arrested, and then he was beaten and mocked and then crucified. And while he was on the cross, he did several things, and he forgave the man that was beside him. He also forgave the people that were crucifying him. And then he died. He was placed into a tomb. And on the third day after that, which would be Sunday, when they came to the tomb to try and take care of his body, to pour spices on it and dress it properly because he had died as a criminal, they found that there was no body. But actually his cloth was still there. And then it was Jesus was able to reveal himself to his disciples. He revealed himself to a woman named Mary, and even the Bible says that he revealed himself to as many as 500 people at one time, and then he ascended into heaven. And so then one day he's coming back. So that's the story of Easter or Resurrection Sunday. And in churches, normally we have different things during the week to celebrate this. And we're going to do some things with our church as well during the week to celebrate this. So how do you say Easter in Spanish?
We call that Domingo de Resurrección.
Okay. So you say the Sunday of the resurrection.
That's the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have another word that you use?
Pascua too.
Also Pascua.
Yeah, and I think that comes from the word for Passover. So Passover was the meal that Jesus was having with his disciples. The last meal was a Passover meal. So we've been trying to say Resurrection Sunday, as I mentioned, in English a lot lately because it just makes it a lot easier for us. Now, we have different traditions that are not Christian traditions and are not biblical traditions, but they are part of Easter. But what are the traditions like in Mexico when it comes to Easter, to Resurrection Sunday?
Well, it's more like 2 weeks. No, well, a week for religion. It starts with the Sunday, the Palm Sunday, when we have palms and we do like crosses or stuff with the palms, and we welcome the priest in that mass with the palms, like he represents Christ. And we do all the mass, and Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are days we are supposed to go to church and kind of reenact all what Jesus went through. Okay.
You have something called the Stations of the Cross, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so this is not necessarily Mexican tradition, but this is Mexican Catholic tradition, and probably very similar to the Catholic tradition worldwide.
And because mainly our countries are Catholic traditions, there is like the church that is going all the way since the colonial times. So in most of the countries, there are Catholic traditions they are really marked.
Okay.
So even if you are not, they are present in your life day by day.
It's okay. Yeah. So what are some of the family activities that you would do in your countries at this time?
Well,
like we have like the whole week. We name that the Holy Week.
Okay.
Is beginning to the Sunday before, and the whole week there is like a free time, so people can spend time together. In my country, it's Guatemala. There's in every town that they make these like parades.
Oh, wow.
So that's a Catholic tradition, but you can go out to see how the parades are, and they are trying to like make like a remembrance of how Jesus suffered all this time or how he passed all this time. And you can spend time together. You have the free time to be able to spend time with your family and have this time to think about how he came for you and to save your life. So that's how in my country.
Okay, that's neat. And so you have time off from school that week, it sounds like.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, generally we have time off from school this week too. Of course, right now everybody has time off from school. I assume that the students this week don't have their internet classes, though. I hope they get a break from that. No? Oh, okay. Jackie, is your microphone on?
Sorry.
Okay. Now, what do you miss about Easter in your home country?
Well, just being with the family, mainly, because apart from that, here there is also a Catholic church, so we do the same things. So this time, because of coronavirus, we're not doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I think it's pretty much the same.
Well, what about you, Luis?
I miss the family too. This week will be different in my country too because of coronavirus. Nobody is able to have all that time together, and you cannot be like more than 10 people together in the same place.
Right.
But it will be a lot of different things on this Holy Week for my country.
Right. So you will miss people, but you would miss them anyway, most likely.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, are there any special foods that are served during Easter in Mexico or in Guatemala?
Mainly, there are foods that are not like red meat. They are like fish or
Okay.
poultry kind of food.
Okay. Is that the same in Guatemala?
Yeah, we have something like a quarantine, start 40 days before, and we name that like fast.
Oh, okay. Right. That's Lent.
Yeah, so
L-E-N-T, yeah.
we stop eating some things like to start that time before.
Okay.
Yeah, like a cleansing period.
Okay. Okay. And does that end on Wednesday, or does that end on Sunday, or
On Sunday,
on Resurrection?
Resurrection Sunday.
Okay. Okay. Now, are there any special foods you eat then on Resurrection Sunday? I'm asking this because I know that in the Russian world they have these special Russian breads that are kind of light and tall, and they have a little bit of sugary frosting on top of them, and you only see them at the time of Resurrection Sunday.
Not in my case, I think.
Not that I think about it.
Just you are able to eat all that you said you wouldn't eat during the 40 days.
Okay. Cool. Make up for, giving up chocolate or giving up coffee or something. Yeah. Okay. Now, we have a lot of Easter candy. I hate to call it Resurrection Sunday candy, but it's a lot of Easter candy. There you go. Eggs and things like that. Do you have that as well down there in your country?
Yeah, in Mexico, we don't dye them. That's a thing I learned last year, that you dye the eggs. We paint them in Mexico.
Oh,
they are eggs. First we make a hole and get rid of the egg.
Yeah.
Then you paint the egg, and then you fill it out with goodies, either chocolate covered raisins, or in this case, they are jelly beans, because the kids who I'm with love jelly beans. So they are jelly beans and chocolate covered raisins.
That's cool. Bring it close to the camera. Let's see those. I've never seen painted eggs, I don't think, but I have seen dyed eggs. Oh, that's cool. Oh, cute. Cute. Yeah, it's not something that that I really did a whole lot of, painting eggs and stuff, but I know it's really big in the Russian culture to have eggs, and they do some sort of thing where they bring the two eggs together and see whose egg is strong enough to break the other one.
Cool.
Yeah. So what do you got, Luis? Anything in your country that's special,
No.
like candy or?
Not on Easter, I think, no.
No. Okay. Now, have you celebrated Easter in the United States before?
Yeah, last year in ESL class.
Me too. Last year, with the other family I was with, more like the traditional Easter bunny thing, and animals and all that.
Yeah. I don't quite understand the Easter bunny. If a child is watching this, please don't be upset with me, but I really think the Easter bunny is a bit weird. And Easter eggs, they seem a bit strange to me. But Easter egg hunt is really kind of a fun thing. It's something fun to hunt for. I think we've done it as a treasure hunt before, so that it doesn't mix in with all the weird stuff with eggs. And Easter candy is really good. And, I guess basically you don't have many Easter crosses you've got to eat. You generally have bunnies and eggs to eat. And
Yes.
I guess it maybe, even though Easter bunnies are weird, eating a chocolate Easter bunny is delicious.
Any candy is delicious.
Yes.
Sugar.
Now, what are your special plans for this year? Let's start with Luis. Do you have any special plans for Resurrection Sunday this year?
I think I will be at home
Okay.
because of this time. It's better to be like, it's not to stay a little bit away and be careful about our health and help to them to control this virus. So this week I will be at home. This weekend.
Okay. And I think also this week you'll be watching the video from my church, right? I hope you will.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm watching it.
Good. What else are you doing, Jackie?
Well, stay with the girls, do activities that relate to that. Interesting enough, in the way back today, Evie retold the whole story of Jesus Christ. She was telling about it in the car, and I was like, "Yay! Come on!"
That's sweet. Well, since I know that some people don't know you, Jackie, as well because you've been away. But would you like to give greetings to everyone who does know you and everyone else? Easter greetings or resurrection greetings?
I don't know very well about the resurrection or Easter greetings, but hello everybody from Northern Virginia. Spring is out, so we cannot go out, but hang in there. We can do it.
That's right. Luis, you got anything to say?
I will just say to everybody that enjoy this time. Remember that this is a special time we have different religions, but for us, this is the time where we are become saved. So think about it and be safe. Try to be safe for your family and the people that care for you.
Cool. Yep. Cool. Well, I appreciate you guys so much for being on with me, and we will show this, at the right time on Tuesday, and people will be watching it. So it's going to be good. God bless you guys.
You too.
Bye.